What happens when a manipulator suddenly loses their power over you? When their old tricks stop working and they realize they can no longer pull your strings. Today, we're looking at the psychological alarm that goes off in a manipulator's mind when they lose control, and the 4 dangerous phases they go through to try and get it back. When a manipulator loses control, an alarm goes off in their psyche. Something like, I'm losing power, I'm losing my victim, I'm losing my self-image. Their ego is built on 3 pillars. I decide, I am in control, and I have the upper hand. When you stop following their script, a massive internal chaos ensues. The most common emotions are panic, that they will never have influence over you again, anger, sometimes escalating into uncontrollable rage, and the fear of exposure. They are terrified that others will see how weak they truly are, and that is exactly when the first phase begins. First, they will try to intensify what worked before. They start with stronger emotional manipulation. You'll hear things like, "Are you really doing this to someone who loves you?" Or, "You've changed for the worse, you're so selfish." The goal is clear: to trigger guilt and break you down again. If that doesn't work, fake crises follow. A sudden health issue or a tragedy at work. They need you back in their life as a savior. To top it off, they escalate the gaslighting. "You're taking this all wrong. You're the one with the problem, not me." The less you believe it, the harder they push. When you remain firm, stop reacting, and their manipulation weakens, the manipulator moves to attack and chaos. Expect outbursts of anger, insults, and them targeting your deepest insecurities. The goal is to intimidate you and force you back into a submissive mode. If anger doesn't work, they flip into the role of the total victim. "You ruined my life. You're the toxic one. I just wanted to be loved." It's still the same game of control. In this phase, they also start using other people, the so-called flying monkeys, who will tell you how much they are suffering because of you. When they lose all influence over you, they attack what they can still affect how other people see you. The smear campaign begins. They spread lies and half-truths, claiming you are mentally unstable or unfaithful. A total role reversal occurs. They were the one manipulating, but in their version of the story, you are the manipulator. This is how they protect their ego. They will post passive-aggressive statuses and quotes about fake people on social media just to get validation from others as the true victim. When they no longer have access to your energy, 2 things happen. Either they go into silent mode, outwardly appearing as if they've moved on, but in reality, they are watching you from a distance, waiting for a moment of weakness. Or they find a new victim. To avoid facing their own flaws, they find someone who doesn't know their mask yet. They start the old script with a new audience. Charm, flattery, and playing the ideal partner. The moment a manipulator loses control is the best, but also the most dangerous moment for you. Why? Because they might double down to break you. They might attack your reputation, your relationships, or your psyche through guilt. That's why you need firm boundaries, a clear no, and support friends, family, or a professional. Remember, their collapse is not your fault. It is the natural consequence of their own behavior. If you want to know exactly how to recognize manipulation techniques and avoid being pulled back in, subscribe, watch my other videos, and learn to read manipulators before they start controlling you. Brain magnifying glass.